first reaction on Gill, the captain and batter. I mean, still early days with only 2 Test matches so far, but did you expect him to do this well in his captaincy debut?
To be honest, I knew as a batter he would have a good one, but the extent of good, I think I thought he's going to have a good one, but I think he's already had a brilliant one so far. 535, 50 runs already in the series. So pleasantly surprised, but I knew batting at number 4, I always maintained that number 4 or middle order rather was the right spot for him in red ball cricket. That's one. Secondly, captaincy as well, you can see that he's growing in stature, he's growing into that role. He's a lot more vocal, and that will happen, with experience and also the confidence of him scoring runs. I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, the better you perform as a captain, somehow your captaincy reflects that as well.
And so do you think that this position, this famed position that once belonged to Virat Kohli in Test cricket, I mean, it still...
Yeah, but sorry, let me cut you short here. I mean, India have played cricket before the 2000s as well. So, I don't know why we keep talking about just the, last 20 years. We've got a, glorious history of 80 years of Test match cricket, and we've always had good batters, and especially at 4, they've been some big names as well. So yeah, so there is a history of 80 years that we have inherited, and let's not disrespect the others who've worked so hard over the years to reach where we are right now.
Sure. Just on Bumrah then, with his return for the third Test, it means someone like Prasidh Krishna will likely have to warm the bench. But in doing so, do you think India will still go with a 2-spinner strategy, or can we see another rejig with Arshdeep perhaps making it the cut into the 11?
See, my observation that is in the last couple of Test matches is this team management wants batting at 8. Now, if you want batting at 8 as of now, then you've got 2 options, which is what we saw in the first Test match with Shardul and what we saw in the last Test match with Washington Sundar. Now, I think they would have got a little more confidence had Karun Nair got runs, had Nitish Kumar Reddy got runs in the last Test match, but unfortunately both of them didn't get big runs. So I don't see that basic combination changing. I still see someone who can bat at number 8, and if that's the case, then as much as I would like to see Kuldeep play the Test match or the series, somehow for the next one, I still see them going with that combination.
Right, so just on the bowlers front now, as someone who's covering the Test matches, how impressed were you by this duo of Akashdeep and Mohammad Siraj in the absence of a superstar, Jasprit Bumrah?
I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it's huge for Indian cricket as well, because we know that Jasprit will not be available for all Test matches. His workload needs to be managed and all of that. So obviously, I think you've got to be mindful of that, and because of that reason, someone like Siraj stepping up, because amongst the names that you have in the hat right now, he's the most experienced one of them. So you would want him to step up, which he did in the last Test match, and now you want him to be consistent with his performances rather. Prasidh as well bowled well, even though I don't think he's going to play the next one, but he bowled really well in the second innings of the last Test match. Then obviously Akashdeep. So it's quite heartening to see these guys stepping up now. So it augurs well for not just this series, but going forward in the future as well.
And just a word on Akashdeep as well. I was reading your tweet on him when he took a 6 for just on his performance with this Indian team undergoing transition as well. Do you think he has replaced someone like Mohammad Shami?
Listen, I'll be honest, I don't believe in replacing and all, because like Jasprit, I think Shami's played a huge role in India's success in last few years in Test match cricket, especially away from home. So I will not say he will replace or he has replaced. I think Shami, if he's fit, I think maybe he's still got some cricket left in him. But what I've mentioned in on social media as well, the fact that they're very similar. So he's very Shami-esque in his approach, seam movement and all of that. And what is really heartening to see is because I've seen him for a while and I know him for a while from his Ranji Trophy days and even pre-Ranji Trophy days to a certain extent. It's just heartening to see how far he's come and how well he's done. Because obviously he's always had the skill set. And even at this level, he's done well. Whatever limited opportunities he's got, he's done well. But it was really heartening to see how well he's done. I just hope this is just just beginning of something very, very special going forward for Akashdeep.
And so just a final few ones now, just as someone, I believe you're in London right now, and if you've had a look at the track, what kind of track can we expect for the Lords? I mean, will England resort to a traditional English track, or can we expect another flat one?
A traditional one, if I go by that, and how I see a traditional English track is, which will seam around a bit, which we in fact saw at the WTC finals, which was played at Lords. It was a fair bit of seaming. In fact, there were 15 wickets in the first 2 days each, that is. So 30 wickets in 2 days, if I'm not wrong. That was how it went down. The other important thing about Lords is it's very difficult to influence the curator there. Even for the home team, obviously not the overseas, as in the traveling team, but even for the home team, because they prepare the way they want to prepare. We've seen pictures of it on social media, which tells me there'll be grass, but the summer, or rather starting from spring here in London especially, and England in general, it's been very dry, and I'm sure that will have some effect on how the pitch or what kind of pitch we'll get even at Lords. For example, even though we might see some grass on it, but I'm not too sure the base or the pitch itself would have enough moisture. It might be on the dry side. This is again me assuming, haven't seen the pitch, having personally seen the pitch as yet. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite interesting to see, but any which way, one of the biggest challenges of playing at Lords is the slope itself. So that's something that Indian players, most of whom have not played at Lords before, need to handle that bit as well.
So, sir, in essence, a follow-up question would be: do you think Lords is going to be the most alien conditions to Indian batters now?
Yeah, it is. It is alien to a lot of people. Like I said, the slope is such a unique thing about Lords. I mean, if you haven't really played, you don't know what it's like and how to adjust. And every individual would have a different way of adjusting to that. Whether you're a batter or a bowler, it affects equally both. So it's one. I would say it's quite alien to everyone. Apart from guys who regularly play, the middle six guys, or whatever. I mean, their home ground is that. Apart from that, yeah, it's gonna be quite a challenge, and because the practice wickets don't have it. It's only the match pitches, and you can't practice on the match pitches, right? So it's not that a couple of days before the test match you go practice. You can't. You practice in the nursery where it's normal. Only during the match you get to encounter that. So it's quite unique.
Right, so just a final one now, absolute final one. Whatever the result might be of the series, if India win, great. If India don't, then there'll be a lot of learnings. But do you think this team has sort of moved on from missing the expertise or experience of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma?
I think we'll have to. I mean, good that, so far so good. But we're talking about some names which are massive. They're like giants of the game. So it's always going to be tough. It's always going to be tough. And every generation or every 10, 15 years, every team actually goes through something like that. We went through something like that during that 2011, 12, that period, when people like Sachin, Anil, Rahul, all these guys, including Viru and all, they kind of retired. So I think, it's going to be difficult. But looking at how this team has done so far, obviously gives you a lot of confidence in this side, and obviously the future, and also credit to the system itself that we have. It's so robust that even though we have these legends leaving the sport over the years, but the next generation has stepped up like this one. But again, for me, this series was never going to be about the scoreline. I mean, if we go on to win this series, absolutely brilliant. But even if we don't, it was never going to be about this series, about the scoreline. It was always going to be how this young side kind of take off. And I think they've taken off really, really well. And I still maintain, even though it is 1-1, and I've said that before as well, it's going to be quite an exciting ride next year, but also it's going to be a bumpy one. So just because we are 1-1 right now, we won the last test match, does not change how I think the next few months will be, and this test series will be. So yeah, for me, I think it's how well this young Indian team has taken off, but the ride still end up be bumpy.
Yes, that's a shot.
क्रिकेट की हर बड़ी खबर,
Lovely shot.
हर बड़े अपडेट और लाइव डिस्कशन के लिए जुड़िए मेरे साथ सिर्फ इंडिया टीवी क्रिकेट यूट्यूब चैनल पर।